Alright. So, baby, we about to plug in. We're about to plug in. Give me 1 minute. We're about to plug in. Hold your horses. We're about to plug in. We got JiDion reacting to Kanye West. White Lives Matter. So let's check out the commentary together.
It's like liberal Nazis.
Damn. Hold up, chat.
That
hold on, what did he say?
Will go up and attack you. It's like liberal Nazis.
Damn. Hold up, chat.
That will go up and attack you. Like I said, there's a group mob.
Oh yeah, he putting
it's
the
like
punches.
This shit
liberal
is...
Nazis that will go up and attack you.
Get
like
him,
I
Kanye.
said, you know, everyone's like, Anna Wintour's your friend. There's a group mob. It's like liberal Nazis.
Okay. Kanye West, media's promotion of obesity is demonic.
There's a group mob. It's like liberal Nazis that will go up and attack you. Like I said, you know, everyone's like, Anna Wintour's your friend. I'm like, this Gabby girl and Gigi and these people, they would have never said anything negative unless they got the okay from Condé Nast, unless they got the okay from Anna. They would have never got the okay to comment. Like, let's just talk about specifically.
So these are people who are attacking you for your t-shirt.
Well, it was a setup. It started off as...
Let me give you guys context. So, basically, Kanye West wore a shirt that said White Lives Matter, right? And, oh man, Black Twitter went crazy, bro. When I tell you guys Black Twitter went crazy, fuck. So, yeah, that's the context for that.
It started off as them having this black girl comment and say, well, I felt traumatized when I saw this t-shirt. It's like this, a black girl saying, I felt traumatized when I saw a black man wearing something that he wasn't allowed to wear. It's like in Django when Jamie Foxx is on top of a horse and Samuel Jackson's like, you know, that black guy's not supposed to be on top of the horse. Okay. And then...
Wow. Damn, I'm not gonna lie, chat. That's looking kind of deep. Oh, shit. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I feel like people are gonna, like, look at the surface level of what he just said. But, like, when you really think about it, like, what he said is, like, deep as fuck. It's like, I don't know, if you guys never seen Django, Django's one of my favorite movies. I love that movie. But there was actually 2 instances where people pointed that out. But I guess he brought up the black instance because I guess the girl he's talking about in question is the black girl. But she said Kanye wearing that White Lives Matter shirt, like, traumatized her for wearing something that she didn't like. And then it was like the other way around was like, the black guy was like, yo, you know niggas ain't supposed to be on no horses. It's kind of like, you know, if you break the norm, you're ostracized, you know, you're causing a disruption. And it's like, I look at it like this, you know, whatever you think, like, I don't care if you think like White Lives Matter is stupid or, you know, if it's like a good thing. It doesn't matter what you think. If you let a man wearing a shirt fucking disrupt your whole day, that's a you problem. You know what I mean? Like, I could care less if I'm on my timeline and I see okay, big booty. Oh shit, Kanye's wearing a White Lives Matter shirt. Okay, next, big booty. Like, I could honestly care less. And I feel like there's so many, like, bro, when I tell you guys, I had so many fucking, like, black creators on my TikTok For You page, like, breaking this shit down, you know? Like they're breaking this shit down like this is an NFL play. And it's like, bro, like, all this energy could have been put into something else, you know? And like, you know, and also being real, I'm not gonna lie, Kanye obviously knew what he was doing, you know? He always knew what he was doing. But the fact that these niggas took the bait, that says something about you. The fact that you took the bait says something about you way more than it says anything about Kanye. That shit crazy.
I went and said, hey, I don't like your boots. I know Anna Wintour doesn't like your boots, and you're not a fashion person. And then people started to say I was a bully. But it was a setup. And they finally got it, right? Because I eliminated the BLM officer at Adidas. And then I got out of the Gap deal. And just one by one, I've been winning these battles, right? And they thought they had me. They had the idea that Ye was bullying, what I think the liberal term is a body goals black woman. Now let's talk about Gabby and my good friend Lizzo. Lizzo works with my trainer, a friend of mine, Harley Pasternak. When Lizzo loses 10 pounds and announces it, the bots, that's a term for people it's like telemarketer callers, like on Instagram, they attack her for losing weight because the media wants to put out a perception that being overweight is the new goal when it's actually unhealthy. Yes. Let's get aside the fact of whether it's fashion and Vogue, which is not. Let's just, or if someone thinks it's attractive, to each his own. It's actually clinically unhealthy.
You guys know I love my BBWs. There's nobody in this world that loves BBWs more than me, you know? So I feel like I can take the reins and I can speak. Kanye West is not lying, bro. He's not lying. It's just a fact, you know? It's not about, like, my truth or anything. Being overweight is not healthy, you know? Now, if you want to do something about it, that's up to you, you know? I feel like nobody should be telling you, you need to lose, like, you know, hey, that's their business. You know what I mean? Like, that's their business. That's their problem. You should never, like, condemn somebody. Unless it's a family friend or something like that, and you want to look out for their well-being, then yeah. You know, if it's family or a friend. But if you have no connection with this person, you shouldn't have to say anything. Zip nada. But it is a fact, though. If you are overweight, you are unhealthy. And in the instant that he's talking about Lizzo losing weight and the mob coming after her, I don't know. I'm going to have to see receipts on that. But the reason why I'm not going to call cap and say Kanye's lying is because I think it was Adele. Adele had posted, if you guys don't know, Adele used to be fucking, she was a BBW. She was a beautiful big woman. She wasn't a beautiful black woman. She was a beautiful big woman. Because, you know, she's a white girl. But, like, Adele used to be big, and she lost a lot of weight. Like, a lot of weight. And she posted about it, and there was people fucking saying that she was being fatphobic for losing weight. She was being fatphobic for taking charge of her life and making sure that she lived a longer, healthier, better life. And people were genuinely mad about that. Like, am I lying, chat? Do you guys know what I'm talking about? This was a couple years ago, maybe like 4 or 5 years ago. But the shit's crazy. The shit's crazy. So I do see where Kanye is coming from.
And for people to promote that, it's demonic. You know,
what can I ask you?
Yeah.
All right, I don't know about it being demonic. You know, like, I don't think it's demonic. You know, if you put a fat girl on the cover or something, you know, that's not demonic. Like, come on. Like, no.
I've noticed this also.
Yeah.
Why do you think they would want to promote unhealthiness among the population?
It's a genocide of the black race. They want to kill us in any way they can.
Fuck.
Planned Parenthood was made by Margaret Sanger, a known eugenics with the KKK. And I believe that if we saw ourselves as a people and not a race, then we would treat our people better. Like if you go to a Jewish person and you say a race, it almost gets confusing. It'll cut you off quickly and say, we're not a race, we're a people. Well, our people are supposed to just say it loud, I'm black and I'm proud. Okay, well, what about, do you own the land that you're living in? Do you own, is the contract even in a language that's even possibly...
Chat. I'm not gonna lie. Kanye might not be here much longer. Man. When people of influence start talking like this, especially in the black community, so they get into a car accident, they have an overdose, the list goes on. It was a gang shooting. You know what I mean? You know what's crazy, chat? When Martin Luther King was, preaching for the end of segregation, all this and all that, it was all Gucci, do. But a lot of people don't know this because the media doesn't talk about this, and like a lot of people just don't know this. But like the last 2 years of Martin Luther King's life, he switched up the narrative that he was before. He has a quote where he said, I feel as though I led my people into a burning fire. Because you gotta look at it like this. And this isn't me being racist or anything. This is just me just straight saying facts. I'm trying to think of the best analogy to phrase this. Black people were already dealt a burning house. That's what the phrase is. We're already dealt a bad hand by being sent over here, that's without question. We already were dealt a bad hand. Then we were dealt another bad hand by, when slavery was over, there was no jobs that were lined up for us. There was no nothing. There was a lot of stuff that wasn't set up for us to succeed, right? If you throw, it's like throwing here's the analogy I'll use. Okay. You throw a 12-year-old boy, say, you're grown, survive. Can that 12-year-old make it? Yes, there's a slight possibility. There's a very, very, very slight possibility that he can make it. But when he doesn't have any resources or anything to help him to have the best success around, then that's where the problem lies. And I feel like, with black people, we're so divided on so many different things. And it's like, it's already an inner battle within our community that we haven't even fixed within ourselves. That how can we fix other issues with other races and other creeds of people if we haven't fixed the issues within our own community? Do you feel what I'm saying? And so I feel like that's what Martin Luther King was saying when he said, I led my people into a burning house fire. Because it's like, yeah, we have the ability to, work in any job we want and stuff like that, this and that. But we don't have any land for ourselves. We don't have any ownership for ourselves. We don't really have a sense of community. And when we start having those senses of community and when we start having the ability to do stuff, I think it was like Black Wall Street. That shit got burnt down, And what a lot of people don't know about Black Wall Street is when Black Wall Street got burnt down, they actually rebuilt it. Black Wall Street came back and it was better than ever. But what really tore it down was after segregation was over, instead of black dollar being spent in Black Wall Street, people started going over to the nice white neighborhoods or any other neighborhood they were, because they were able to shop in there now. So that's what really did the end of Black Wall Street. So I feel like if you don't have a sense of community and a sense of togetherness, then I don't know.
What do you want, Cat?
Do you guys see what I'm saying?
Blades, helmets,
I
pretty much anything to suit you.
Understandable.
Never mind.
Right. For your heritage, and in America, we as blacks will down each other on how good we speak, but we're speaking English.
Bro, oh my gosh, man. You guys have no idea. I'm not gonna lie, pretty much in my elementary school, it was like an all-white school. I'm not gonna lie. I just grew up in an all-white school. But then when I got to middle school, that's when I started being around more black people and everything. And I would literally get made fun of, and people would be like, why do you talk like you're white? Why are you talking like a white guy? You're talking white. Stop talking white. Bro, you're over here talking white. And that shit, like, fucking did something to me. Like, it really affected me. I was like, what the fuck? Like, am I acting like something else? Am I, like, you know, pretending to be something? I was like, I know I'm not white. It's like, what do you mean? It's like, this is just how I talk. It's like, what do you mean that's just how you talk? But you're over here talking white. And it's like, it's those little things. It's like, bro, it doesn't matter. Like, bro, we're speaking the same language, you know? It's like, what the fuck are you worried about the way that my dialect sounds? Like, oh, man, that's crazy.
There's nothing whiter than English. We're not in our native tongue.
Damn, fuck! Oh, shit, this nigga, whoa, who gave this, whoa, this nigga Kanye. Whoa, that's crazy. I didn't even think about it like that. Damn. When he puts it like that, that is true. Fucking, like, we weren't speaking this language. You know what I mean? And then we're over here criticizing each other on a language that we didn't even originally we just didn't originally speak. Damn.
Actually. So we judge each other on white goal lines, not based on exactly what our culture is based on.
Fuck. And you know the crazy thing about it? And I never asked my teachers this, but I always thought it. Why our history starts on a slave ship? Like, just straight up. That's where Black American history starts, is on a slave ship. It's like, you're on a slave ship, you came over to America, then it all starts in, like the 1600s. It's like, my nigga, there was shit happening before the 1600s. What was happening before we were on slave ships? What was happening before then, Because, like, that's just not where it all started, You look at English cultures and stuff, you could trace it back all the way to, like, what, the, like, 900s? You look at Middle Eastern cultures. You look at... There's so many other cultures you can go far back on.
Unknown caller.
Play no games.
Tell him what you did to him.
Chinese cultures, like thousands of years and stuff like that. You can go far back. But it's like Black Americans... Our history starts on a slave ship in the 1600s, and to get to the Black history, we have to talk about Christopher Columbus. Christopher Columbus came to America. He found America. They were like, damn, this shit dope. Let's go get these niggas over here. And then it's like, that's when we came. It's like we're a feature. Like, you can't have Black history without American history. Damn, man, I was not expecting to think like that. Wow. And you know what's crazy? The whole time I was on the TikTok, like, seeing people, like, do their commentaries about Kanye, all anybody was saying, they were calling him Uncle Tom, da-da-da. I think Charlemagne the God was like, all Kanye is seeking is white validation and everything. But, like, I don't know. When he was talking about it, it didn't seem like he was talking about white validation. It just seemed like he was asking the questions that, like, I feel like every nigga thinks these questions, but we never think too deep into it. You know what I mean? Like, to all my Black viewers, do you do y'all ever just like think about this stuff sometimes? Really, like, fuck, like, what happened before the 1600s, or what were we doing in Africa before we got here, or this and that and this and that, and then it's just like, no, I don't. Like I'm not gonna lie, I don't either. Or if I do, it's not for very long, because I get distracted by some shit. It'll be some bullshit on my timeline. Like, I'll maybe think about it for, like, a second, and then, like, oh, shit, Ray J exposed Kim K for leaking the tape. It's like, oh, okay, then I'll invest all my energy into looking into that, but something that is actually, like, important, because, like, history is so important. I used to think history was, like, bullshit. It's like, but why are we over here, like, talking about the past? I was like, that's female shit, We're here talking about the past. But, bro, history is so important because, like, the saying history repeats itself. History repeats itself if you don't look at history, you know? Like, you can stop a lot of things, you know, like ourselves. There's stuff that we did in our past where it's like, okay, I look into my past. This is why I'm not going to do this again. And then you do better. And so, yeah. Hold up. This boy Kanye West. Hold up. Here. Let's see some more. Wait, hold up. Ye spinning. And he's not spitting bars.
Good evening and welcome to Tucker Carlson Tonight. Kanye West, now known as Ye, is one of the best-selling musical artists in the world. He's also in recent years become a celebrated and very highly paid fashion designer. And of course, for a decade, he was well known to TV audiences as an in-law of the Kardashian family. But it's West's latest incarnation as a kind of Christian evangelist that brought us to his office in Los Angeles today for the interview you're about to see. Days ago, during Fashion Week in Paris, West, accompanied by his friend Candace Owens, unveiled a T-shirt that read simply, "White Lives Matter." The response from the fashion industry and international media was instantaneous and uniform. Shock, horror, rage. There is no excuse for this, thundered the New York Times. West is legitimizing extremism, shrieked Rolling Stone, etc., etc. What was strikingly missing from the coverage, however, was any explanation for why West did this. What was the T-shirt about? No one seemed to think to ask him, much less to...
This is the first time I've ever watched Fox News. You know what? Actually, Fox News dissed me. We'll react to that after this. Fox News dissed me.
Listen to what he had to say. Instead, the enemies of his ideas dismissed West, as they have for years, as mentally ill. Too crazy to take seriously. Look away, ignore him. He's a mental patient. There's nothing to see here. But is West crazy? You can judge for yourself as you watch what we're about to show you. He has his own ideas, we can say that. Creative people tend to. That's why they're artists, not actuaries. His free-form social media posts give the impression of a man channeling his rawest emotions right onto Instagram. The effect can be jarring and is often used as ammunition against him in the battle for influence over the minds of America's young people, and that battle is intense. But crazy? That was not our conclusion. In fact, we've rarely heard a man speak so honestly and so movingly about what he believes. But again, you can judge for yourself. Here it is. So you just came from Paris Fashion Week, you just landed, and the lanyard's still on from it, and there's a photograph on it. What is that?
It's a photograph of a baby's ultrasound.
Why is that? And that you designed that?
Yes.
Why? What does that mean?
It just represents life. I'm pro-life.
Boy, so you wear it on a badge. What kind of response do you get? And amen, I agree.
I don't care about people's responses. I care about the fact that there's more black babies being aborted than born in New York City at this point. That 50% of black death in America is abortion.
Oh, fuck, man. Wow.
So I really don't care about people's responses. I perform for an audience of one, and that's God.
I'm starting to see why they...
Yo, Matthew, fact check that for me, man. Fact check that for me.
I want to make you be quiet. When did you start to feel this?
If that statistic is true, man, wow.
When did you start to realize this?
I really felt like, I think I started to really feel this need to express myself on another level when Trump was running for office, and I liked him.
Yes.
And every single person in Hollywood, from my ex-wife to my mother-in-law to my manager at that time to, you know, my so-called friends / handlers around me, told me, like, if I said that I like Trump, that...
Damn. Kanye, wait, what you say?
Friends / handlers around...
The boy said handlers. Hey, man, you know, take what you want with that, man. Hey, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but, you know, take that as you want.
Trump, that my career would be over, that my life would be over. They said stuff like people get killed for wearing a hat like that. They threatened my life. They basically said that I would be killed for wearing the hat. I had someone call me last night.
Damn, that nigga still got the same grills? Yo, Kanye, man, you a billionaire, bro. You could get some new grills, man. Come on.
And said anybody wearing a White Lives Matter shirt is going to be green lit, and that means that they're going to beat them up if they wear it. And I'm like, okay, green light me then. You know, God builds warriors in a different way. I don't know if it's because of me being born in Atlanta.
Wait, someone in the chat, it looks like they looked it up. It's true. Out of 1,000 black babies, 474 were aborted. That's crazy, man. Like, it's crazy. You know, you have genocide, but, like, if that's true, that more black babies are aborted in New York than born, then that's self-genocide, you know? Like, self-genocide is being promoted, basically. That's crazy.
And growing up on the south side of Chicago, that, he made me for such a time like this. It's like with David, he tended to the sheep, but while he was out there, he had to fight all kinds of animals. So when it was time for Goliath to come, he thought because he was a sheep herder that he didn't have the skill set to take down Goliath. And the thing that I have is the position, I have my heart, but the number one thing is we have God on our side. And
bro, why is this nigga dropping quotables?
And for the
why is this nigga dropping quotables?
Believe in God, God believes in you.
I don't even bump Kanye like that, and I want to bump Kanye.
Lives Matter T-shirt you brought out at Paris Fashion Week.
Yeah.
Why did you do that, and what did it mean?
I do certain things from a feeling. I just channel the energy. It just feels right. It's using a gut instinct, a connection with God.
Is that his new girlfriend? His new girl's bad.
And just brilliance. Like as if you asked like Tanya Harding how she did the triple flip or the triple spin. She was in so much practice that when it was time for her to skate in a competitive.
Oh, that's not his girl? I don't know who Candace Owens is.
Format.
I don't know who that is.
Like it happened outside of practice. It happened in the real format, and that's what's happening. Is God is like preparing us for the real.
She is not bad. Okay, my bad. Her song profile is nice, bro. Chill. Chill.
The majority of the media has a godless agenda, and the jokes in that work, and this whole like, oh yeah, he's crazy, and all these things, they don't work because the media has, they've also watched travesties happen, just even specifically to me, and just watch it and act like it wasn't happening, and they stayed quiet about it.
What have they?
I want to answer the white. I feel like someone caught what I was saying, the comparison to Tanya Harding about the White Lives Matter. My dad is an educated ex-Black Panther, and he put a text to me today, said White Lives Matter.
We'll forever.
And I said, I thought the shirt was a funny shirt. I thought the idea of me wearing it was funny. And I said, Dad, what do you think it was funny? He said, just a black man stating the obvious.
Why don't you think we deserve reparations? I do not think that we deserve reparations for slavery. I was never a slave in this country, and I think that the idea, if you think that you're going to get more than $200 from the government, okay, this entire debate is just it's a joke, okay? It's never going to happen. Do you think that we're the only group? I'm just going to ask you this question that has had something awful happen to them in this country? Should the Japanese get reparations for the internment camps? Yes, Should the Irish, all the Irish? Who's Irish in this room? Raise your hand. Should they get, that's a lot of Irish people. Should they get reparations for the Irish need not apply during the Progressive era and all the terrible things that happened to them? What about the Jewish people? Should they get reparations for the Holocaust? No matter where you go in history, someone was oppressed. You cannot look to correct history by thinking that you're going to get a small check, because every single person in this room would get a check. It's just a means for them to seize you emotionally and make you think that you deserve something or you're going to get something. And if they actually factually did it, it would probably amount to $400 that you couldn't even spend at a club on a weekend.
And, You know, my dad doesn't listen to rap music.
Damn. Oh, but just a black man staying in the audience. Obvious.
And he's like super educated. We opened up a water distribution.
And his dad is in the Black Panther, and his dad said, bro, you're just stating the obvious. That's crazy. That's crazy that a Black Panther sees the obvious more than just, you know, your regular average Joe.
Center in the Dominican Republic together. He's like the original Steve Jobs. But he was getting blocked every which way with all of his ideas. And he didn't have an endless bank account, and he didn't have an Instagram. So all these ideas, he had to like take them back and compress them. Like, my dad is the most brilliant person that I know, and we actually have a strained relationship because I was taken from him, because my mom was an actress, so she was a liberal, and my dad would,
if you're an actress, you're a liberal, just straight up,
see certain things and say, you know, we should do it this way, we should do it that way, and the people got around my mom and pulled her away. Much like, you know, Kim is a Christian, but she has people who want her to go to Interview magazine and put her ass out while she's a 40-something-year-old multi-billionaire with 4 black children. And this is how fashion wants to, how they want to present her.
So is he saying these people have the right idea of how they want to conduct, but the powers that be or the media want it to be portrayed a different way? And, you know, because I'm not gonna lie, you know, you can blame the people around Kim, but at the end of the day, she's, like he said, she's a multi-billionaire. You know, if she doesn't want to keep on showing her ass, she doesn't have to show her ass. You know what I mean? Like, the Bible talks about, oh man, what verse is it? He who loves his life shall lose it, but he who hates his life shall have everlasting life. I think it's something like that. So basically what it's saying is, you know, if you love what this world have to offer so much that you can't let it go, then you're going to lose your life when, you know, Christ comes back and establishes his kingdom. But if you, like, you know, hate your life and you can push back on what society and what everything else is trying to tell you what to do, then he's going to give you everlasting life. And so, you know that's Kim's you know, that's her decision to make, you know, especially when you're a multi-billionaire. But one thing I have noticed is, especially with people that have like a lot of influence, is it's not even about the money sometimes. It's about like the glorification, you know? Like, don't get me wrong, like they do enjoy the money, but like it's being adored by everybody, having everybody on your side, yada, 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 getting all the Twitter likes, all the retweets and stuff. Like, some people genuinely can't handle, like, when even one person says a bad thing about them or one article writes a mean thing, you know? And I feel like Kanye mastered that better than any artist I could think of, where it's the art of, like, what he wants to do, you know? It's like some things he's going to do and the media's going to be like, oh, man, that's dope. That's shit. That's the shit, bro. And there's some things that he's going to do where it's like, bro, what the fuck is wrong with you? But, like, when you genuinely don't care about others' opinions, like, shit, man. Literally, what can stop you? Literally, what can stop you? You know, a lot of you guys be like, bro, JiDion, like, I wish I had your confidence. It's like, what's stopping you? Like, what other people are thinking about you? What, like, you know, what can be said and stuff like that? Like, who gives a fuck? Like genuinely, who cares?
So I know you give these questions and I give you like these 3-part answers. Is this a cool format for you?
Yeah, I love it.
Following? Okay, cool.
And I am following it.
All right.
So you said that your father said when he saw the shirt White Lives Matter, it's great to see a black man stating the obvious. So by which I think you meant that's obviously true.
Yeah, that my favorite response, because I kept on thinking, like, you know, people, they're looking for an explanation, and people say, well, as an artist, you don't have to give an explanation, but as a leader, you do.
Yes, I think that's right.
So the answer...
But one thing I will say, not everybody can be a leader, and not everybody should be a leader. Like, that's just straight up. Like, me personally, I don't think I'm a leader. Like, the only people I'm going to lead is, you know, my family into prosperity and protection, you know, the guys that I have on payroll, And my family, when I do eventually have a family, like, those are the only people I'm gonna take ownership of leading, you know? I'm not gonna lie, man. I love you guys. You guys are my family and everything. But you guys gotta lead your own damn selves, you know? Like, fucking, like, it's like, you know, you gotta get it how you gotta get it. And I feel like a lot of celebrities, and social media people, especially social media people, it's really bad. Like, it's like we think that because we have a platform that what we say people have to follow. And I feel like that's the most egotistical thing for you to think, you know? Like, me having 6 million followers doesn't fucking make me better than any of y'all in this hoe. It doesn't. You know, like, bro, take away my followers, take away my money, take away all this shit. I'm a regular ass dude, and trust me, this shit can be taken away so fucking fast, man. It can be here and it can be gone just like that. The one thing I learned was my Twitch taught me that. Like, once I felt like I was on top of the world when I had my Twitch, and then boom, fucking, I didn't even get to wake up and see that it was gone. I was literally live streaming and that shit was taken away. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man, like, you know, not everybody should be a leader. Definitely not. Fucking, especially the people today.
To why I wrote White Lives Matter on a shirt is because they do. It's the obvious thing.
Yeah, they do. They do. Like, I mean, like, that's the equivalent of people getting mad at Black Lives Matter shirts, you know? Like, if someone's to genuinely get mad at someone for wearing a Black Lives Matter shirt, I would be like, bro, what the fuck is wrong with you? And if someone had a White Lives Matter shirt on, then I'll just be like, yeah, of course. Like, and if someone got mad at someone for having a White Lives Matter shirt, I'll be like, what the fuck's wrong with you? So, you know, like, it's like, why are people mad at Kanye for having a White Lives Matter shirt, but no one didn't say anything when ALM came out, you know? When ALM came out, they were like, yes, we need to get behind this. This is cool, you know?
Yeah. Why do you think that?
At the end of the day, we're all human, man. We're all human. We all bleed the same. We all shit the same. We all pee the same. We all come the same. We're everything the same. We just come in different shades, different heights, different widths, but we're all the same, man.
So, and I assume the implication is, of course, all lives matter because they're lives, because God created them.
Yeah.
Why do you think that would be considered?
No inventory shortage at Mark Dodge. We're loaded with vehicles, all at deep discounts, including new Ram trucks. Take $10,000 off a new Ram 1500 Limited during Ram Power Days. Plus at Mark, we come to you with 100% online buying and home delivery, with discounts on nearly 800 vehicles, including $10,000 off a new Ram 1500.
If you want to pay more, that's your business. But if you want to pay less, well, that's our business.
Controversial.
Because the same people that have stripped us of our identity and labeled us as a color have told us what it means to be black and the vernacular that we're supposed to have.
Oh shit, we got $100 dono! Facts, Def Noodles. Appreciate you, my man, bro. Thank you for the hundo, man. W Noodles in the chat, man. W Noodles, bro. I gotta run that back chat.
As a color, people that have, because the same people that have stripped us of our identity and labeled us as a color have told us what it means to be black and the vernacular that we're supposed to have.
Man. That's crazy. You know what? Him saying that reminds me of that scene from Roots, when the slave master was whipping Kunta Kinte. He was like, "What's your name, boy?" He's like, "Shh," and he kept on saying Kunta Kinte. He's like, "What's your name, boy?" Shh, and he kept on saying Kunta Kinte. He didn't lose his identity, and you know, I feel like people saw it and they were like, "Man, that's a dope scene," but like, they don't see how we already lost our identity, man. You know, like I'm gonna say this. Like, I'm gonna be straight up. I feel like black people in America are are some of the most lost people in the entire world. And I say that because, like, bro, we deadass don't know, like, what the fuck we are. That's, imagine you have Alzheimer's and you fucking get in a car and drive somewhere, and then you stop and you get out and you look and you're like, what the fuck? I don't know where I am. And you have no way of getting back home. That's how I feel like black people in America are. You know, even though, like, we have pretty much all the same rights everybody else has, and we could do everything, it's like we don't know where we came from. Okay, Africa, bro. Africa is the biggest. Isn't Africa the biggest continent in the world? If I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong. But Africa is the biggest continent in the world. You can't just say Africa, you know. No, Asia, okay. Well, second biggest. Africa is the second biggest continent in the world, you know? If I say Africa, that's just being ignorant, you know? That's just straight up being ignorant. You know, like, niggas walk around with a fucking... they rep the whole continent of Africa on their chain and be like, yeah, this is the motherland. All right, nigga, like, where you from then? What are you? Kenyan? Nigerian? From Ghana? Like, where you from? And I feel like most people don't want to educate themselves. That's me personally. I want to educate myself. I'm in the works of trying to get something going on with Ancestry.com, and I want to, like, find where like my ancestor goes from, where my ancestors came from, and everything. And then I'm also going to go out there. You know, I'm going to take that extra step and go out there and learn about the people and all this and that. And because I want to put, like, you know, so now that I have the money and the resources to do so, I want to put in the hard work so that my kids and my kids' kids, and from then on out, they're like, it's like they already know what's up, you know? They already know what's up. Oh, okay, da-da-da-da-da. Like, I'm gonna put in the hard work so they can learn. So that's something I'm definitely having to work soon.
My dad grew up as a military brat, and his family moved around, but they were based mostly in Delaware. And at the time, if they weren't the only black family, they were one of the few. And he would be discriminated against because he was black. So by the time he got into college, he would be discriminated against. He went to a black college, he would be discriminated against because they said he talked too white.
Yes.
And then,
fuck, man. Yo, chat, if you're black in here and that's happened to you, let me know right now. Who in here is black and they were told you talk too black? I mean, you talk too white. Yep, me. It's crazy, man. And you know what's even crazier? Because, you know, I didn't grow up doing sports or nothing. I eventually did get into sports, but, like, it's crazy. It's like, if you're not a rapper or a ball player, it's like, what the fuck are you doing with your life, you know? Like, if you want, let's say your dream is to be a doctor. You want to be a doctor? But that's some white shit, man. What the fuck are you trying to be a doctor for? You know what scene that reminds me of, bro? It was fucking, the Boondocks, when Uncle Ruckus was doing his homework, and his dad walked in, and he said, nigga, did I see you trying to be somebody? And he just whoops him upside the head, you know what I mean? It's like, you know, like, there's no knocking people that want to be rappers or ball players. There's nothing wrong with that. But it's like, bro, we need doctors, you know? We need doctors. We need lawyers. We need, like, you know how many cases I've heard of black people being sent to jail, and it could have been so easy, like literally none of the evidence pointed to them or anything like that, and it could have been so easily solved that they had a good lawyer, but you get the fucking rinky-dink defense lawyers that the state gives you that don't give a fuck, and they just talk to you and be like, yeah, just take the plea. Imagine there was a black-owned law firm that solely worked on, you know, defendants that had criminal, like, you know, defense lawyership, you know? I'm pretty sure there is. There's no way that there isn't. But I'm just saying, like, what if there was more, like, across America and stuff like that? That would help And then, like, we have better role models. Like, bro, my brother, he's a correctional officer. He works for, he's a juvenile correctional officer. And literally, he tells me this, like, these kids, they're idle. These kids in jail, in juvie, that's not jail, it's juvie. But their idol is literally NBA YoungBoy. Like, dead ass. He said the biggest people that they actually look up to is NBA YoungBoy and Lil Baby. And, like, I don't want to, like, no shots at them or nothing like that. You know, I'm pretty sure they're great dudes and everything, but those are the two worst niggas to have as your fucking role models. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I don't think you should have anybody be a role model except for, like, you know, the Most High and your father or your mother. But out of everybody, you're gonna fucking pick NBA YoungBoy and Lil Baby? Oh, hell no.
Then he played the kick drum in the band. So when he would go to the club and the music was playing, where would he clap his hands? Where the kick drum is. Yeah. So it's the opposite of where everyone else was clapping their hands. And this is the most elegant and tasteful person that I know. And when my mom, when the schools suggested, like, the herding systems, because what they do is take the black community and they separate us, and they separate the families, and the educated, they push this, need for higher education, and us as blacks, we discriminate against each other and say, well, I got my PhD and you don't have your PhD, so I'm better than you. And so my mom, she had a PhD, and she was influenced to move to the south side of Chicago, take this job at Chicago State University. And she told my dad, if you come for us, you'll never see him again. Because, the media ridiculed me for getting the house next door to Kim to see my children. And they even said that I was stalking her and her new boyfriend because I bought the house next door to see my children. And that's how I knew that my mom had said that to him. I said, Dad.
You know what's crazy? Like, I remember, like, oh my gosh, girls were like, oh, I feel so bad for Kim. Like, Kanye reminds me of my ex-husband or my ex or my baby daddy. Like, I'm not gonna lie, bitch, you wish your baby daddy was Kanye West. Like, let's get that straight. Like, every female in that hole, like, they're over here, like, having a therapy session in that shit. Like, bro, you wish Kanye West was your baby daddy. But besides that, it's like, it's crazy that they're all condemning Kanye for wanting to be closer to his kids, be like a present father figure and everything. But yet, you have niggas like Future. Future is a renowned deadbeat dad. Like, you actually look up deadbeat dad in Webster Dictionary, Future is in that hoe. And you never hear anybody talk bad about Future, about him being a deadbeat dad, and how he doesn't take care of his children, and how he literally lies about how much he makes a month just so he can spend less on child support and stuff like that. But you actually have, like, a father that's trying to put the effort forward to look after his kids and be there and be a positive role model and stuff like that. Then that's when you're being crazy, or you're being controlling, or you're a stalker. Now, am I gonna sit up here and say that Kanye West is not weird? Yes, the nigga is weird, bro. His fucking profile pic on Instagram is Kim's mom. Like, I'm not gonna defend the nigga too much. Kanye West is one of those. He is a weirdo, but, like, it's just crazy what the media does.
They moved us to one of the most agreed upon to be one of the most dangerous places in the world. It's almost like they tried to kill me or something. I said, Dad, why'd you never come to get us? And that's when he told me that she was told that. There's so many things that are put in Kim's head. They bring influencers. Like, no one ever knew where Corey Gamble came from. No one in the fashion world knows where Gabby came from.
I have no idea who these people are.
These people were practically made in a laboratory, in my opinion.
Damn.
And one of the things...
Imagine he's your idol, and he said you were fucking made in a lab. He basically called you a bot. He said you're not real. You're genetically manufactured.
That they're really good at doing is being nice and being likable. And what they do is, for people that have some form of influence, whether it's an educated.
Oh, Corey
black
Gamble's
woman
Chris
like my
Jenner's
mother
boyfriend? Oh, okay.
That became the head of the English department at Chicago State University, or whether it's the most influential white woman on the planet, being my ex-wife. They have people that are around.
Wait, Kim's white? I thought Kim was like Latina or something. Is Kim white?
Around them at all times, telling them what to be afraid of. It's like not what to do or say specifically, it's what to be afraid of. And if you have a person
Armenian
that isn't afraid of them, you know, like a Russell Brand or Candace Owens, or it's not that we have to agree with this, but
they're not afraid.
They're not afraid to state what their opinion is.
Yes.
No one is God, and everyone has an opinion.
I do agree. Like, I do commend people that aren't afraid to talk about their opinion and stuff like that, but I'm not gonna lie. Not everybody should fucking just say their opinion out loud. You know what I mean? I'm not saying Kanye shouldn't say his opinion, but just in general. All right, chat. We get it. Kanye's woke. We get it. What's next? Apps with unsettling backstories.
If it's a problem, get them white folks and just take that shit to trial, bitch. You been hating for a while, bitch. Caught them shaking, left them vacant, out of town quick. Wipe your nose, pouring truck on 24s. They gotta go, dropping shit in up the skull. I'm in and out, cross them up and knock them down. But look around, we can't see nobody now.
All right, and so that concludes the plug section of the video. I guess we can just keep on playing. If you came for the plug, that's it. You can stay and watch some games. That'd be cool too. Let's see. What was I about to do? Oh yeah, help with battle. I knew that sucker was behind me. Ooh, I'm about to die. Don't let me die. Yo! Damn. They are serious, man. Dang. Big old bear. I better save this. I might die in here. Die! That looks like the end of it. Looks like I came back to where I started. Okay, cool. Alright, so I was able to check out some stuff. Check out that cave. It's actually a pretty cool cave. Very dangerous, but it was also pretty cool. I want to say thank you for watching, and y'all probably tune in for another stream. Let me see. Should I? I don't know. Yeah, I'll probably do another stream today. But yeah, so stay tuned, because I'll be popping back in later on, or in a little bit. So with that, for now, I'm out. Peace.